I don't know how much more I can take of Chris Watts, honestly, but apparently a new post has been made by Nancy Grace. I'm not going to watch I watched the video, but I'm not going to watch it with a reaction because it's an exclusive and she is with an exclusive company. I don't need to get in trouble by Nancy Grace, okay? But we're going to read parts from it, but we're also going to be looking into some more videos today. But literally, this is ridiculous, is Chris Watts blames wife Shanann for not being like Nichol Kessinger. Are you kidding? Oh, if she was like her, she would be still here. The accountability that this man has distanced himself on by not taking responsibility for his actions is ridiculous. But we're going to watch all this right here, right now, together and talk about it. But first, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it. So when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And I know the back area looks a little crap. I was just a dolphin right there. But yeah, this will eventually go away because I will be putting this together this weekend, getting things finalized and getting like more Funko. Like I have Funko Pops upon Funko Pops. My Funko Pops have Funko Pops, okay? My toys, I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. There's tons of toys over there. There's tons of toys over there. You think I'd have a problem? Which we'll do a room tour eventually as well. But yeah, people have been like saying, "Oh, Zowoki, can you just like do something with the back or green screen?" No, this is me. I'm not perfect, and neither is my room right now. And we're gonna deal with it together. But with that being said, let's get into today's video and discussion. Alrighty, and so we're gonna start with the murder dad. Chris Watts blames wife Shanann for not being like his latest affair. That's literally what he just did to Shanann. The disrespecting of the deceased is ridiculous. And then we're also going to watch a video from Michelle After Dark. So let's read into this. I'm not the best reader, okay? Some people are like, "Oh, this listening to Zowoki is like nails on a chalkboard." Then don't listen to me. Okay. Shanann Rusick never expected to fall in love with a man who sent a random friend request. But 2 years later, she marries Chris Watts and moves from North Carolina to Colorado with her new husband. Just after celebrating their first anniversary, the couple welcomes baby Bella into the world, and she becomes a big sister to Celeste at 2 years old. Despite financial struggles, which millions of Americans have to deal with, the family is incredibly happy to learn that they are expecting a little boy and break the news to Shanann's parents on a summer vacation to North Carolina. Yeah, never mind. I was going to say something, but I'm going to keep it away for right now. While Shanann Watts is in North Carolina with Bella and Celeste, Chris Watts makes his move on Nichol Kessinger. The pair has their first date just a week after Shanann left. I beg to differ. I'm sorry, but I call BS on that one. Watts tells Kessinger he is in the process of divorce. There's a discrepancy there where people want to say it's divorce/separation. I said it was separation because there's a difference between separation and divorce in my book. Is separating, you are in the midst of possibly divorcing, but you're separating right now because something might be going wrong in the marriage and you need separation. It never goes good with separation. A lot of couples, when they separate, they become divorced. But some that are separating can come back together. Something sparks and they come back. So there's a possibility of coming back. And I think that Chris was trying to tell Nichol, hey, I'm separating. And Nichol was like, oh, fair game. I'm on. Like, this tells me that he's divorcing. She's technically not wrong, but at the same time, they could have rekindled things. But Miss Nichol Kessinger is sending booby pics and butt pics and God knows what to Chris, but she also wants Chris to fight for his marriage. Like, I don't know how she thought that was going to be smart. The relationship quickly becomes serious. Kessinger is even looking at wedding dresses. Shanann Cadle, a grandmother of 11 who was only previously written short newspaper stories about true crime, feels an intense calling to reach out to Chris Watts. And I found out through the Nancy thing right now, apparently this might be new news. But again, is Shanann talking to Chris again? Or what's going on kind of thing? Calling to reach out to Chris, serving 5 consecutive life sentences for the murder of his pregnant wife and 2 little girls. I write a book about his story. Katie is surprised to receive a letter back. Knowing Watts received hundreds of letters, what else does the man have to do pretty much in his jail cell for 23 hours a day? When Cadle meets with Watts behind bars, behind a piece of glass, at most times, but he says he will not speak to her about the murders. He did, though. He says he will not speak about the murders, but he will write letters about what really happened on August 13th. If you take out murder, what's left? Like, okay. Watts writes to Katie that he never would have killed his family if it hadn't been, if it had, I need glasses. If he hadn't met Nikki. I'm kind of upset that I have to share some part of my name with her. Yeah, since I'm Nick, I'd rather be somebody else at this time. But his Anadarko co-worker, Nichol Kessinger, Cadle said, why did I say keep saying Katie? It kind of looks like an I, sorry. Says Watts was memorized. The Great Wall of China is memorizing. Nichol Kessinger is an empanada. Now Hot Pocket. Like, by Kessinger, and felt she gave him a respect Shanann never did. Okay. Watts writes as his relationship with Kessinger grew, he actually contemplating killing his family for weeks. Even before his homicidal daydreams, Watts tries to end Shanann's pregnancy by giving her oxycodone because Nikki tells him she wanted to give him the first son. Watts addresses some of his letters to Shanann and the girls directly, discussing how badly it hurts that they are gone. I've always said, too, that I felt like I'm glad that Shanann, Bella, and Celeste got to be in North Carolina because then they got to be with their family and so forth before their deaths. I mean, it doesn't make their deaths any better, but then also part of me thinks that if it wasn't for them going to North Carolina, if Shanann would have been here, which would have given Chris no possibility of getting out of the house for Schnooky or overnight rendezvous at Nichol Kessinger's house, would they still be here? Or would it have taken a lot longer, like maybe 6 months down the road, and they would have done this? Or a year later, like you never know kind of thing. But just the thing that we know the most, if it wasn't for Nichol, they could be still here. So, Cadle observes Watts acts more likely or like they died in an accident than that he murdered them. Yeah, exactly. He acts as though he survived in a murder case where he was the survivor and his whole family perished. He got out. He's a victim. No, you're not. Cato also notices Watts never once apologized to them for what happened. Confronted with that omission, Watts tells Cato he didn't realize he never expressed his remorse and says he is sorry. He could have said it in the courtroom. Cato says the few times Watts discussed the murders with her in person. I thought he said he wasn't going to do that. His eyes turned almost black. Joining Nancy today. Oh, that's it. I think that's all it is. Oh, it makes you want to watch more. So if you want to watch more, Nancy Cato's got, not Nancy Cato's, my gosh. Nancy Grace has her video posted, which I did watch. It's right here. I've watched it. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm like, and then I'm like, I have my moments of deflecting. But we are going to watch this one, which you guys have been wanting me to watch. It's from Shanann Cato. But this one was, did Chris Watts try to hide Cece in the basement? Like, was he practicing the murders at home? Or was he trying to do something at home before he left? I'm just very curious about this topic with Michelle After Dark, which if you guys have not done so already, this lady is at 98,500. I would surely love to see her hit the top. I joined her when she was at 62,000 subscribers, and look how far she's come. So go give her some love. You know what to do. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. And with that being said, let's get into this video.
It's Michelle here with another video. I hope you're doing well.
I am. Are you?
The prospect of Chris Watts applying for a 35C to get his case reviewed has inspired a lot of live streams recently, a lot of interviews with people that have either been writing to Chris or have been speaking to Chris. And in this video,
let me know if you want me to watch the Nancy Grace one in front of camera. I definitely am kind of interested that if you guys would like to see it or not. So let me know if you want me to do that reaction.
I want to explore some of that. But first, I just want to say to people who think the case is closed and that this is history, Chris's case is closed, but he's applying for a case review. So he wants his case reviewed.
And there could be a case completely on Nichol Kessinger. It doesn't have to be the Chris Watts case open. It could be the Nichol Kessinger case.
Opening, in effect. Now, last night I watched a live stream between Unmurdered, or Heather, and Shanann Cato. And both of those people have been disbelieved. The opposite side, those that are trying to apply for the 35C, don't want to hear what people like them have got to say. But I believe that Heather is genuine. And I also believe that Shanann Cato is as well. I go through the letters that she's put in her book, the letters from Chris. So you can't deny that these letters...
Apparently also Shanann Cato has a new video, or not video, a new book on Amazon, and I can't remember, somebody mentioned it. Who was it? Let's see here. Well, I know who sent it. I wanted to see what it said again. Ooh. Is it this one? I'll have to find it. Yeah. Sorry, I don't have it on hand. I should have found it, but let's continue this video.
Are genuine. You can't deny that Shanann had communication with Chris. Now, some of what she's put in her book is her opinion, and she makes it clear that it is. So she
just wrote a book instead of doing YouTube videos. It's pretty much what it is.
The interview, the stream that I watched between Heather and Sherilyn last night, not last night my time as I'm recording this, I was very interested but also really disturbed about some of the things that Sherilyn said that Chris had told her. It's disturbing, but I'm not surprised by it. And in this video, I want to discuss those. So there is a warning here that what I'm going to discuss is disturbing because I'm going to be talking about the death of the girls. Make your decision as to whether you want to carry on.
So viewer discretion is advised
With this video or not. And I will leave a link to the live stream between Heather and Sherilyn in the description box.
Sorry, guys.
Something's upsetting up here.
So what it says here is the dog was alerting, noticing that there was 2 barks at regular spacing intervals. It is a trained response, not a dog's normal bark pattern. Therefore, why was the basement not forensically tested? They said that they went into the basement and they took a look at things, and things were collected, but we didn't do anything more because the Chris Watts case was closed because he confessed, and we just put everything in a little box and we put it in another big box, and then we put it in a safe, and we've never looked at it since. We probably should look at some of that stuff.
For me, listening to the live stream last night, 2 things that Sherilyn said disturbed me the most. One of them was something that I'd never heard anyone say before. I've never heard Sherilyn say it before, but it makes sense. On the 14th of August, when the dog search occurred through the house, one of the dogs was going mad, alerting, very clearly alerting in the basement. I've asked before in a previous video, why was that basement not forensically tested? That dog was going mad, alerting. They knew the dog was...
They should have been doing that luminol stuff where you spray it on the blood and then it like lights up like a Christmas tree. They should do like ultraviolet testing, and like they should have done a whole bunch of stuff, because those dogs alerted more in the basement than they did in the bedrooms where the murders took place. I've always said there was a possibility of maybe it did happen in the basement and then she was taken out that way. Like, the only reason why that matters is because if he was in the basement, plus with dead weight, I don't think he could do it all by himself. He had to have had an accomplice, and that's why we continue to look at this, because we think that there's somebody that was involved, and we're told, don't worry about it, move on, and have a great day. No, that's not how that works.
Was upset. They did.
They're literally doing mind Jedi trick in front of us. Do not worry about the Chris Watts case. Do not listen about Nichol Kessinger. Nichol Kessinger is innocent. Like, what? I'm not amazed by your Jedi tricks. Not happening.
Investigate further. But Sherilyn has said something really, really horrible. We know the confession at Wisconsin was expanded upon a little bit when Chris talked to Sherilyn through letters and through prison visits. And that was, he tried to kill the girls before he left, instead of smothering them at the oil site, which is what he eventually...
So did he think that Cece was sleeping or dead or whatever and tried putting her somewhere to hide her? I don't know, but...
Eventually did. But he tried to kill them before he left. But they woke back up. But it's what he said to Sherilyn. So this is what Sherilyn said last night. Cece is possibly the thing that the dog was alerting to in the basement.
Which would have been
at the Wisconsin
trauma.
interview. Agents Tammy Lee and Graham Corder asked Chris specifically about what was going on in the basement. The sensors in the house indicated activity in the basement. A lot of steps.
His Vivint system had like a sensor in the corner on the main floor, had a sensor in the kitchen. I think there was one in the garage, one in the basement, and I think that was it. I don't believe that they had one up above in the second floor, but there was like 5 sensors that they had that I could see on their Vivint system when I was looking at the documentation of their Vivint system. They had 5 sensors, and those sensors were all going off. So you tell me, why was the basement going off? And yeah,
basement door was left open. Have a listen to what Chris said about the basement.
Did you go down to the basement? I thought the basement door open.
Yeah, the door is open, but yeah. So there was a lot of movement, I think it was around 4:26 or something. And the garage door opening, the basement door opening, and then of course the living room sensors and all. Do you remember what you were doing all during that time? Other than
You had a
going
lot of
in and out
steps.
the garage.
I'll just say that.
Okay. So like the basement, I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing I really have down there is my workout, the bench press and whatnot.
Do you remember going down there for anything?
he doesn't say much about the basement.
Or opening that door for anything? Did you think about, well, maybe I'll take her out that way? Or is it a walkout basement?
No.
I wasn't at your house. Okay.
No, it's like a garden level basement. So
Okay.
it's- But no, I don't remember really. What's that? I don't think I worked out that morning.
Like, were you packing your lunch in the kitchen? Like, did you
Oh,
have to
yeah.
do all that normal
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I packed the lunch and everything. Did all that, but I don't remember about the basement. Unless I just worked out that morning, I just don't remember. I don't think I did.
It seems funny that they never remember something that might be of importance.
So one of the more
Unless there was a trash.
111-minute phone call. What? I don't remember that call. Oh, you were in the basement? What? I don't remember that. What? What?
Back down there that time.
Yeah, you got trash bags from there?
Maybe there wasn't any in the garage and I went down there and got one.
Now,
Do you normally carry
now he doesn't remember putting the bags on Shanann.
a roll of trash bags in your truck?
No.
So there was a roll in your truck.
There was?
Yeah.
Maybe I just grabbed it and brought it with me then.
So that was very vague. Maybe I worked out then. Maybe I went down to the basement. Maybe I left the door open. Maybe I went down for trash bags. Apparently, what
He never gave an answer. He's like, maybe I did this. Maybe I did that. Did I? I don't know. Like, oh, I just want to.
he told Sherilyn was something really different and really alarming. In that he took Cece down to the basement. He thought she was dead, tried to put her in the fridge, which could have been why the dog was alerting there to Cece's scent. He couldn't get her in the fridge, so he either tried to put her in a tote or a tub, and then she woke up. So she woke up in the basement. Well, that makes sense for why the dog was alerting there. It's terrifying to think about what that little girl was experiencing. Sherilyn believes that she was brain damaged, but she was able to walk out to the truck, and then Chris suffocated her.
We only
at
see
the oil
one
site.
child coming from
Bella also walked back
the
up.
walking.
Bella was more alert, and Sherilyn has doubled down and said again, she said this on Armchair Detectives channel, but she didn't put it in the book. She didn't put it in the new book because he hadn't written it in a letter, and she wasn't sure whether it was appropriate to give this level of detail, like all at once, or whether people should be
We need more
protected
details.
from certain things. But she said last night, she was asked a question, and she said, now this possibly was just her opinion. She was asked whether she believed Bella was dead, actually dead, when she was put into the oil tank. Well, we know she didn't breathe because there was no oil in her lungs. If she was breathing, then there would have been oil in her lungs. But she could have been just dead. So what I mean is not breathing anymore, but still not quite dead. There's that small window of time when you stop breathing before your brain actually dies. It terrifies me to think that Bella walked up to the top of those tanks herself, with Chris carrying Cece dead.
You know that explosion thing that we were talking about yesterday where Chris wanted to blow himself up or or set himself on fire, and he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to hurt anybody because people might have been close. Where do you see with this drone that anybody was close? You would have burned yourself and that was it. There was not going to be an explosion.
And Bella actually walking up, and then him killing her at the top. I swing backwards and forwards. I don't want that to be true. I feel that it might be. But Sherilyn said that she wasn't sure whether actually the final death, when he tried to get her in, you know, if you think about an 8-inch diameter hole and how a 4-year-old child would fit through that hole, and some of the things that have been sealed are about the girls, you know, we can only imagine. It's absolutely horrifying. And it's understandable, I guess, why Chris wouldn't want to even voice those kind of things. You know, he has said there are things that he did that he will take to his grave.
But why? Why take it to your grave? What is that going to implicate? Somebody else? Why would he have to take it to his grave? That doesn't make sense.
Perhaps just the horror of even thinking back about what he did to his own daughters are some of the things that haunt him now, and that are leaking out little bit by little bit, but which he will truly take to his grave. Horrifying details. But Chris is where he belongs, and he should never, never get out. Never get out. That's for sure. So thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing if you have done so.
It just makes you really frustrated and everything. About the possibility that he had murdered them at home first and he failed. I mean, Chris Watts is that stupid that he failed at murder once. It took him 2 tries to murder. That's an idiot. Okay. Let me know your thoughts about the beginning about Chris Watts stating that, if Shanann was as good as Nichol Kessinger, Shanann would still be here. You're a dirtbag. I'm just saying that right now, Chris. You are a genuine dirtbag. So, hope you have fun in prison and rot there because that's where you deserve, but somebody should be accompanying you for at least a little bit. So, again, comment your thoughts down below. Don't forget to hit the like button, share with your friends, and of course, we will see you guys in the next video. Please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.